The ashes of the red heifer may have already been offered. We don't know. They're not telling us much because of the war that's going on right now. So what I want to tell you is this, and this is something that you need to pay attention to. If they've offered the ashes of the red heifer, the 7-year period has already started. Let me explain what I mean by that. There is the 70th week of Daniel, given in Daniel 9, verse 27. Some people think that means the ministry of Jesus, that he fulfilled the first half of that. That's a Seventh-day Adventist interpretation. It is not true. The 7-year period refers to the 70th week of Daniel, which has not yet been fulfilled. Now, if they've offered the ashes of the red heifer, rather than say the word offer, let's go back to this. If they've killed the red heifer, if they've sacrificed it, they mix it with pure water, they sprinkle it on the priests. Now the priests are ready to start their ministry at that moment. They're ready to start their ministry. And if that happens, then all they got to do, and I think they sprinkle that water, the purified water, on the they don't tell you everything that's going on. And it could be has already started. It could be that it has. Now, I haven't heard anything out of Israel. They're being very quiet over there. But you have to consider the fact that it could have started. Now, if that's the case, if they're offering what the Bible calls, especially in chapter 12 of Daniel, the daily sacrifice, that's mentioned elsewhere also in Daniel, when they start the daily sacrifice, that begins the 7-year period. And it's only 42 months later that the Great Tribulation begins. Now, when you read Daniel 9:27, Daniel tells us that there's going to be a covenant made. Your commentaries will tell you that's a treaty. And when that treaty is made, then it talks about how they're going to be offering up sacrifices. But the sacrifice and oblation just means offering, will come to an end in the midst of that 7-year period. And then the abomination that maketh desolate comes. And that abomination is apparently what is going to cause the sacrifices to cease. And Jesus said in Matthew 24, verse 15, when you see that abomination spoken of by Daniel the prophet, then, if you're on the housetop, don't come down. If you're out in the field, don't come back. For then, verse 21, shall be great tribulation, such as was not from the beginning of the world to this time, no nor ever. So the great tribulation is also 42 months. You read about that in Revelation 11, it's 1260 days. They have two things they can do. They can offer the red heifer this. They had to do it before October. They could have already killed the red heifer, saved it until after. They could have already killed the red heifer, saved it until after the war's over. The other thing they could have done is immediately go ahead and going on in Israel, not just the war, anything about what the priests are doing over there. That's all the time for be sure to watch us every single Saturday morning, 30 East. Be placed. Saturday morning, 30 East. Be placed.
Yes, part of it.